Hi everyone, my name is AsiaMarie and I am brand new to the YouTube world and I am so excited to be launching a new YouTube channel. I pretty much always wanted to start a new YouTube channel ever since I discovered the YouTube world. And what better way to start one when you're a new mommy? So I thought I would start off my YouTube channel by introducing myself as well as my lovely son Adonis, who is 2 months, and I figured I can kind of combine his 2-month update with this video and introducing him. So guys, if you're interested in learning about myself and my amazing son Adonis, please keep watching. So as I mentioned, I would be introducing myself. So my name is AsiaMarie. I am 25 and as I mentioned, I'm a new mommy. My son was born on August 26th of this year at 9:39 at night. And let me start off by saying, as amazing as mommyhood is, that 5-hour labor, I'll repeat, did I say 5 hour? Way to go, girl. 5-day labor was intense. So originally my due date was September 11th. I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes, which means I developed temporary diabetes while being pregnant. Diabetes does run in my family on the women's side, on my mom's side of the women. And it was kind of difficult to have to be on a strict diet, to not be able to have fun in what I ate. I love soda, I love sweets. But the easy thing about it was that during my pregnancy, I didn't have those cravings. I actually really didn't eat as much. I really craved salads and sandwiches was really my thing. So I guess it was easy and hard at the same time for someone to tell you can't have something. That's when you really want it. So I was told on August 21st that I would be going in I was told August 17th that I would be induced on August 21st. So we walked into Albert Einstein, that's over here in New York where I'm from, and thinking that we were going to have a baby that night. We were so excited, and they gave us the medication called Pitocin, which is supposed to speed you up. I was 3 centimeters I was 1.5 centimeters at the time. I don't know what's going on with me. Maybe I'm a little nervous, guys. I was 1.5 centimeters at the time, and I figured because I'm already dilated, this is gonna go super fast. Everyone who's ever had a baby that was close to me was like, girl, don't worry about it. That Pitocin is gonna have that baby out in no time. Well, August 22nd came and there was no baby. So we upped my Pitocin, and I just wasn't dilating. So pretty much at 12 a.m. on August 23rd, they were like, you know what, let's just give you a break. Your body's been pretty much contracting for 2 days. Nothing is happening. Let's give you a break. Let's give you some food, let you rest for about an hour without medication, and we're going to try again. So the very first thing that I had was half a cheeseburger, a cupcake, and a baked potato from Wendy's because it was the only thing that was open. And when I tell you it was like I was eating a steak dinner, it was the best thing in life. Had not been eating for 2 days. So I got a couple hours of sleep. Adonis is up. Just give me 1 second. Hi guys. So as promised, this is Adonis. Adonis will be 2.5 months tomorrow. Actually, he'll be 11 weeks. He was born in August, as I mentioned earlier, so that explains the week to month difference for you guys. And he just woke up from his nap. So I'm gonna continue my labor story while I'm feeding him his lunch. Or maybe he doesn't want lunch, so he can be a part of the story. So as I was mentioning, so pretty much we're into Monday now. I was only 3 centimeters dilated. They're like, what's going on? Nothing's happening. We're gonna give you another break. We're gonna move you to a different room and see if maybe just giving your body a break will help you. They were really close to wanting to do a C-section at this point because he was about 8.5 pounds, they estimated. So he was kind of big for having been 2.5 weeks early. Um, so Tuesday, they moved me into another delivery room. Um, and I have to admit to you guys, I was so emotional. I was just like asking my fiance, like, why is this not happening? Why doesn't he want to come out? Um, of course, I was in a lot of pain, having had, contractions for what, 3.5 days at this point. So again, I was just on monitors. They were tracking my sugars every 2 hours. Um, and finally, Wednesday morning at 5:30 in the morning, I woke up with these horrible pains. I couldn't stand it. I woke my fiance up and I was just like, babe, I really need you to stay awake with me right now. I can't take it. Excuse me, sir. I was just like, I really can't take it right now. I need help. Like, I need you to talk to me. So a new nurse comes in and she's like, your blood pressure is really high. I really need you to concentrate. I really need you to just focus. So the pain was just so intense. I really couldn't. The nurse for that day was just like, I really need you to make a decision right now because you're. So the nurse was just like, I really need you to make a decision. As a mommy, your blood pressure is crazy high. The baby's heart rate keeps dropping because of how stressed you are. I really need you to make a decision. Either you have to come up with a plan on how to manage the pain, or you're going to have to take some pain medicine, which is the epidural. And I wasn't completely against taking epidural. I just wanted to see how far I could go. To be honest with you, I've always said the minute I walk into the labor and delivery floor, I'm gonna request epidural because I have a zero tolerance for pain. But it lasted 5 days, guys. When she told me that his heart rate wasn't doing well, that really scared me, and I made the decision to accept the epidural around 10:30 in the morning. It was one of the most scariest things in the world because you have to be completely still and completely trustworthy of someone you don't know to stick this needle in your spine, pretty much. After I received the epidural, I was very sleepy. Medication of any kind, even Tylenol, tends to do that to me. So I pretty much slept the entire time. I know, doesn't that sound like a dream? I was put on oxygen, however, because my heart rate just wasn't where it was supposed to be, which was causing his heart rate to be kind of low. And I remember around 8 o'clock, maybe 8:10, I looked over at my fiance and I was like, what time is it? He gave me a time update. And I remember saying, I feel like I have to poop. I'm sorry, it's so TMI. And he was just, I was on all these wires, on all these monitors. I really wasn't allowed to go to the bathroom. I had a catheter at this point. So it would mean I would had to have gone in a pan. So I was like, it's fine. I'll just turn over and go back to sleep until someone comes in and check me. They didn't really check me because, of course, you are at risk for infection the more they check you. And I had just recently got checked, I want to say around 3 o'clock that afternoon, and I was around 5, and they felt his hair. So that was really exciting because I was afraid he wasn't going to have any hair. So I turned over, closed my eyes, and it was really persistent, this feeling to have to kind of poop. And so I was like, no, I'm just going to call the nurse and I'm going to tell her, maybe I just have to release my bowels and maybe that will help. So the nurse comes in and she's like, no, that's fine. It'll mean you have to push for the baby if it just doesn't go away. And I was like, yeah, the feeling to have to push just isn't going away. I have to use the bathroom. So she calls a doctor in, and the doctor comes in and she's like, hi, Miss Daniels, how are you doing? I was extremely tired, I guess, from the medication. And she opens, my legs. She opens my legs and she's like, his head is right there. So I was so excited. I called my mom and I told, whoever I wanted to be in the delivery room to come really fast. They estimated to give me about an hour until I had to push because he wasn't turned yet. So he was face down, but his head wasn't in the position where it was supposed to be. So, my mom got there. I just wanted my mom and my fiance in the room. I originally just wanted my fiance, but I was afraid that I might need my mom. And it took me about 20 minutes to push. And to be so completely honest with you guys, I would push 10 more times. I loved it. The contractions was the worst part for me. And at 9:39, Adonis Anthony Laureano was born. I did have some tearing, so I did receive stitches. But I feel like I healed rather quickly in terms of like losing weight. I gained about 38 pounds during my pregnancy. And in the first 2 weeks, I lost 35 pounds. I would say a combination of just not eating helped, but I also breastfed, which was really important to me. Unfortunately, I just didn't produce enough milk to continue breastfeeding. So at one point I was breastfeeding and supplementing with formula. But what I noticed in Adonis was he was very gassy and very constipated. Gassy from day one. Constipated developed maybe a week later. And I remember the first day in the hospital, he gave me 4 diapers his first day, which really scared me because I was told they would only produce one for the first day. And so I brought him to the doctor for his 1 week checkup, and she suggested changing his milk. He was on Similac, the original one, and she changed him to Enfamil Gentlease, which is this guy right here. And I thought I saw a change in him, but I guess I really didn't. I guess I just wanted to see a change in him. So I stopped breastfeeding. I was still pumping, but I stopped breastfeeding him because I was afraid. I didn't know if it was me. Ooh. I didn't know if it was me making him constipated or the milk or a combination. So I stopped and I went back a week later. And she suggested that I stay on the Gentlease for another week. So give it 2 weeks just for his body to regulate and for me to continue breastfeeding. So at this point, like I said, I didn't really produce a lot. I was producing maybe 1 to 3 ounces a day, which of course made me sad because breastfeeding was what I really wanted to do from day one. Adonis is using the bathroom right now. This is going to be such an interesting video and intro. So I gave it 2 weeks. I went back and his doctor had retired. So he had a new doctor, and I told her, he's a very gassy baby. He's been gassy from day one, but he became constipated around week. I gave her the whole story, and she kind of didn't believe me that he was so gassy, and what really helped was that he was just farting up a storm in our appointment. So right there, she was like, okay, I'm going to switch him to the formula he's on now, which was Enfamil Prosobi. And it's a soy-based milk. So we were told that Adonis has a lactose intolerance allergy. So he's not completely, okay. He's not completely allergic to cow's milk. It's just the lactose, which is the sugar in cow's milk. And that's, I guess, what was making him constipated. The night we switched, I seen a complete change in him. He gave me a diaper that night, and it was the texture that it was supposed to be. It was the color it was supposed to be. So I'm very happy with this formula. He will be constipated, which I learned is normal for babies who are on formula. So sometimes he'll get constipated like one day, or it'll be kind of hard, but it'll go right back to normal the very next day, which I wasn't seeing on the first 2 formulas. We are still kind of trying to find bottles that work for Adonis. I first was using the Tommy Tippies, but then because I was told that he was so gassy, I was told that maybe it's the bottle making him gassy. So we tried Dr. Brown. We've been on Dr. Brown for about a month and a half now, but I have a love-hate relationship with Dr. Brown. They leak way too much. So I'm trying Tommy Tippy again. Um, I'm so sorry. I told you he's a gassy baby. um, again, he's pooping again. Adonis is still drinking anywhere from 2 to 3 ounces every 2 to 3 hours. He's always kind of had a sleeping pattern during the night from day one. His pattern was 12 to 4:30. He still has that same pattern. Although last week he actually slept 6 hours, which made me so happy. He officially grew out of his rocker, which was kind of his bed from day one. He is too long for it. So now we have him sleeping in between his swing, which he loves the movement and the lullaby. Okay, darling. And his crib, which vibrates, which he also loves. What happened? Do you want to be a part of this video? No, you don't want to be a part of the video. So, yeah, I get a lot of kind of, oh my God, from mommies when I tell them that he's still on 2.5 to 3 ounces. I've definitely tried to make higher bottles. I've definitely tried to make 4 ounces. I've definitely even tried to make 3 ounces when he's not taking in that amount. And he will precisely stop at 2.5. It really depends when he's taking in a 3-ounce bottle, or even a 2.5-ounce bottle for that matter. He will stop at exactly 2 ounces. So it's not that we're not trying. We definitely are trying, but if that's what he's satisfied with, then I don't want to change that. If that's what he's comfortable with. His 2-month checkup was actually this Monday. Adonis is 11.13 pounds and 23.5 inches. When he was born, he was 8 pounds, 13 ounces, and 20 inches. And the night he was born, he actually went down to 8 pounds, 3 ounces, which I was told is pretty normal for breastfed babies. I am not hurting him. It might sound like that, but I am not. So yeah, kind of from day one, Adonis was always able to move his head around. He always kind of tried to move his head. Why are you being so cranky today? Always such a happy baby. He can officially hold his head up by himself, and he's working on standing. He hates being treated like a baby. He will try to stand with no assistance. Of course, he's only 2.5 months, so he's not going to go walking anywhere. And he's actually teething as well. I'm going to try to insert a clip where I show you guys him nibbling on my hand, and he will scream if I take it. There we go, booby. He will scream if I take it away. He will not let me take my finger out his mouth. He is biting down hard. I think I have a teether. So yeah, guys, this was my crazy labor stories slash intro of me and Adonis. I hope you guys, that New York City traffic. I hope you guys subscribe to our channel. Of course, it'll be all about this little guy right here, but I would love to include other things like beauty, baby hauls, mommy hauls, and just vlogging someday. So let me know what you guys would love to see, and maybe how many videos you guys would like. I was going to aim for maybe 2 videos a week, because as you know, being a mommy can be very time consuming, because who wouldn't want to spend time with these beautiful faces? But yeah, I'm very open to suggestions. I love hearing stories from mommies and advice. So definitely do not be afraid to leave your advice or comments down below, negative or positive. And we hope to make friends, and we hope to see you guys soon. So thanks for watching. This is Grumpy Pants, but you will see him so much happier in the future, I promise. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.